when we started, me and Spidey started Yu-Gi tubing, the first thing that got us into Yu-Gi tubing was net decking.
That's what this channel is about. Hey, that's what this channel is about. Originality, stopping the net decking.
I'm about change.
You're about change.
Hey, I caught it.
Be about that. And I feel like over the years we have both grown to feel, you know, our own ways about net decking and how we've changed into it. I hate net deckers. I hate the fact that when I go online to duel, or if I see people, especially in person, you know, because I still have friends who play Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, I don't play Yu-Gi-Oh! That much in real life, but I still have friends who play, and they go to locals and stuff like that, and it's just like, when I hear the stories of people playing the same deck, I'm like, what? You only think there's like, you have to make one deck? Yeah, if everybody keeps making one deck, of course this deck's on top of this. But if everybody just did their own fucking thing, you know, it's like people put themselves in a box. I hate that. It's like, if you're gonna net deck, not only like, I don't really that much respect you in this sense, because I mean, like, you didn't come up with it on your own. This isn't your deck. This is somebody else's deck that you're using. You know, it's not even, I was so like fucking hell bent off of these type of cards when I used to see net deck. I didn't want to use any card from the deck. So in a way that made me weaker in my decks. But over time I realized that, remember when I made the video about creativity versus competitiveness, just because you're using certain cards that are in the meta game doesn't make your deck that deck. Like, people have seen me duel on the Spidey Spotlight. You guys have seen me use the Balmond deck, which is somewhat of Mermills and Atlanteans, but I mixed it in with other shit to make the deck original and my own little twist on it and did my own thing with it. And it's not like, oh, I'm changing around, you know, 1 or 2 texts in it, and then, you know, it's like a variant of the deck. You know, it's my own shit. You seen what I do with the Bujin Fire Fist Chaos deck. You see that. It's like, not to say, oh, it's nothing like, you know, it's like, it's not like I'm creating my own cards, but I'm saying that I'm not afraid to look at, you know, some of the cards that are in the meta game and find a way to put a twist on it and make it work to the way I need it to work, to use the cards I want to use, because that's how I make my decks. I don't go online, I don't look up decks, I don't see the way other people play decks. I sit down, I look up cards, I look up certain effects, I look up what I need, because I have the idea in my head of what I want to do with the deck, and that's how I make my deck. So I cannot respect people who go out and make decks that are based off of other people's decks and then they have the fucking audacity to call it their deck. Because no, because then again, I guess it's not, because people always say, oh, what deck are you running? Oh, I'm running a Mermaid deck. Oh, I'm running a 5-Fist deck. Oh, I'm running a Spellbooks. Because it's not yours, it's just a Spellbook deck. It's just the Mermaid. It's just the Bujin. It's just this. And you're gonna get rid of it in 3 months, and I don't respect you as a duelist because you don't have your own cards. I guess I grew up in a time where, you know, I guess with Pokemon influencing me is like, what you have and what you bring with you along your journey is what makes you you. So I feel like you're using rental Pokemon and then you're calling yourself the best Pokemon trainer. Like, no, you're not the best Pokemon trainer because you're using rental fucking Pokemon. Catch your own shit. Not saying you can create your own cards, but you know, everybody has their personal favorite cards, and yeah, it's hard to make, you know, but it's not that hard to make your cards work and try to mix it into what's meta, because there's so much out there.
I'm getting serious. I'm taking off the Akatsuki cloak. I'm 22 years old and I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Since I was 9 or 10, roughly around that age. So I've grew up like, I'm having fun, I'm having the time of my life. And then the side of Yu-Gi-Oh! That's the metagame, the side that it takes skill in here, and the only real skill the majority of the time are the faster decks. True, you can play them differently and you could side and you could outmaneuver your opponent and you win, and that's how it goes. However, I am dead set in the center. I love to play the metagame, but at the same time, I love to stick with my youth. So for me, it's like a mixture of the two. I like to play decks that I like, but I like to push them into the metagame. People look at a main deck and they copy card for card for card. I don't play cards and strategies like everybody else. I'm the kind of person where I like to do my own little twists and turns, because someone may seem like a card that's not very good, but I may see hidden potential in a card that I'll say, you know, just because you're not playing it doesn't mean I won't. And then at the same time, I'll see cards in like a person's deck like Veil or, you know, shit like Safe Zone or whatever. And I'm like, you know, I see why you're playing that, but, you know, just because you're playing it doesn't mean I'm going to play it. I believe that a lot of people that play tier 1 decks get bad raps. And people just like, huh, you only beat me because you're playing that deck. And a part of me feels like I don't want to be known as the guy that just like, I don't feel like I need to play a tier 1 deck to kick your ass. And that's how I've always viewed it. Mermills. A deck that's so overused in today's metagame, where it's just like, you get your ass beat, or Boojins, or whatever you want to use, that's being everywhere on Dev and DM. So let's just say you see it, a majority of the time, you see a very standard, similar build with everybody else. Maybe some slight text here and there, but a majority of the time, standard deck. And I feel like you could win, obviously, a fight with a gun. Easy. But I've always been the kind of guy where I'm like there with my crazy like fucking staff. I'm like, whatcha? And just like with like my decks, where I just like, I feel like I get more satisfaction out of my games when I win with something that's like off-putting and just like how it takes up my opponent off guard. Because I believe that's where like siding, you can't really side for, not you can't side against my decks, but my decks are very like off, like you don't see it coming. And I believe that's where originality also takes place. I am not against net decking. If you net deck, that's your own business. But net decking also comes with flaws. If you net deck, you are obviously going to get the people out there that are going to look at you and demonize you for playing that. And just like how I used to be a person that I would make videos saying, fuck net decking. I don't play the game to be in the metagame and to whoop fucking ass and to top at locals. I play the game because at the end of the day, I want to have fun. And my view of having fun is playing decks that I've worked hard on and actually saw a lot of hidden potential. I want to know that when I go to locals, I could go there and top with like my God Complex deck. Something like crazy, like, you know, my Constella deck, a deck that I have so much passion with. And if I win with something like that, I will be known. Because my Constella deck is different from most people. And my God Complex deck is nothing like most decks out there. So if I win with something like that, I will be known as like, oh, you topped with that deck? Ooh, nice. If I go in there with like a deck that I like right now is Noble Knights. Not saying that Noble Knights can't be different, but a lot of the time it's a nice standard build that I'm playing, but I'm playing it because I'm not very used to Noble Knights, but I'm getting there, and I'm getting to know the deck and feeling it much better. But if I win with Noble Knights, I won't really be known any different as a common, normal Noble Knight player. But I want to be known as a player that plays things that take people off guard. And that's what gives me satisfaction at the end of the day. Winning with something that people never seen coming. And I feel like that's the difference. In the end of the day, every Yu-Gi-Oh player has to sit down and think to themselves what they're playing the game for. If you're playing the game to top and to win, and that's it, I say go for it. Build whatever tier 1 deck you see. You see a main top deck that's like first place, go for it. You got the money, go build it, beat the fuck out of every human being you want to see. However, people are going to give you a bad rap and they're going to call you skillless, but in the end of the day, if you're whooping ass, who do they have to judge? At the same time, I'm the kind of person where all I care about is having fun. At the end of the day, people could whoop my ass and beat me, but at the end of the day, I have so much fucking fun in the game. It's just like, I'm playing like my God Complex deck, people are like, oh my God, I can't believe it. I'm like, I'm having so much fun over here. But you see, at the end of the day, I could play better decks, and Spidey could too. We wouldn't get our true satisfaction out of the game if you don't win with something that's unique or different or of your own. I've always grew up playing I jumped from deck to deck to deck, and I will admit that I branch off a few times, and it's like a part of me wants to appreciate the game for all its sides. I want to appreciate the metagame, and I want to appreciate the old style of play that I grew up with. But at the end of the day, the one truth of the matter is I will never need to cookie cut or to net deck. People will say, oh, I net deck because I'm either new to the game or what's wrong with winning? There is nothing wrong with winning. You want to win and that's the way you want to go about it? Go for it, dude. I really, because it's just like back in the day when we started this channel, we were like, fuck net decking, fuck net decking. But in all honesty, you can never change another person's beliefs or mindset. I cannot change a person of how they would want to go about their decks, and it's not my place to do it. But at the same time, I'm free to play whatever I want, and at the end of the day, I play for fun. Spidey plays for fun. And I believe that's the best way to play, to have fun. The one thing I hate in Yu-Gi-Oh! That's close to net decking, but not really. I hate people that build a deck that they don't give a fuck about.
I've known you for a long time. I've seen you go through a lot of decks. But, you know, I can honestly say that you did care about those decks. Unlike, you know, somebody we know who used to make decks like every fucking week.
I'm so passionate about the decks that I play because I either have a lot of faith in them or because I truly love them. I don't really respect people that are just like, well, the deck is good, but whatever. Because you know what the real thing that bothers me is? Out of all the people that, you know, so many people are like, oh, you know, remember when Wind-Ups, Insectors, and Dino Rabbit were the main decks and everyone was net decking them? But do you remember?
Yes, I just want to be.
And you know what the real thing that bothers me is? Not that people net deck, but due to the fact that you don't see a single motherfucking Wind-Up player or a Dino Rabbit player, or you rarely ever see any Insector players. I do see some Insector players, but you rarely ever see those decks. Because all you see now are Boojins and Fire Fists.
Yeah, because nothing really happened to the fucking...
Because I feel, and that's what bothers me the most, is because when a deck gets hurt, people just walk away from it. It's an injured deck that has potential still, and people are just like, fuck it, I'm going for... And I feel like...
They're going for the next...
And I feel like, not that... You see, net decking doesn't bother me. But that is what bothers me. And nothing bothers me than people that have such a disregard for decks and only play them because they pull off victories. And if you want a deck, and you want a net deck, and you really want to just beat ass and win, that's fun. But at the end of the day, at least be passionate about what the fuck you chose. If you don't even have faith in the fucking deck you chose, and you don't even give a fuck for what they are, it's like you have no faith in it. It's like having like a teammate or a partner. And the moment when the partner gets injured, you say, fuck him, better person, take over.
But yeah, that's our video. Don't forget to like it if the video gets over 150 likes.
I actually say that, you know, it's just like, you know.
You want to up the likes on this one?
Because I want to see how many how many people really do agree with us.
And how they feel on this.
Because, I mean, like I said before, I don't have an issue with net decking. He has an issue with net decking, but I said, like before, I hate people that just don't have passion in this game. Like the video, this video gets 200 likes. I want to see this video get 200 likes because I want this message out there. Subscribe to this channel, 2 previous videos.
You guys to like, comment, and subscribe and all that jazz. But other than that, I actually had some dudes left over because I know you guys be commenting, hey, I do Spidey, that wasn't in the video.